arts specialist and theater manager for Saline Area Schools, and I'm also the proud director of this production. So I want to thank you for joining us today. I want to tell you a little bit about the Family Theater Project because it's kind of a unique theater company that we have here. A lot of the people you're going to see on stage today have never been in a play before. This is their first experience. And a lot of them decided to do this experience because it was a way for them to do theater with their kids, for the adults to do theater with their kids. So that's kind of the motivation of this particular group, is that we encourage families to do theater together in a non-competitive atmosphere so that anyone who wants to be in the play can be in it, and we find a place for you. So there's no auditions. You basically just sign up and you're in the play, and like I said, we find a place where you're most comfortable, a small part or large part or whatever you're most comfortable playing. So that's kind of how the project began. My idea for this project came because I did theater with my mom when I was a little girl here in Saline. I've done it for many, many years, and I have great memories of sharing that experience with her. So I hope these people involved have that same experience. The other part of that is that all of the money from ticket sales will go to performing arts scholarships for our graduating seniors this year. The last time we did this, which is 2 years ago, we raised $1,500 worth of scholarships that we gave to kids going off to college who were studying fields in the performing arts, either tech theater or teaching theater or performing. So we're really happy to be able to do that again this year. A couple of other things we have coming up if you're interested in theater. Saline High School will be producing Hello, Dolly at the end of February. That's our high school musical this year, so I encourage you to come see that. That'll be a good classic musical production. And then if you have young ones who are watching this play and they think they might be interested in doing theater, starting in January, we have a program called Junior Theater here through our community education program. And we'll be doing The Wizard of Oz on this stage, the musical version, at the end of March. And those rehearsals will start in January. So if you need any information about any of those productions that I mentioned, you can find me on our school website, and I'd be happy to give you any of that information. I want to thank you for supporting the arts in our community. In the hard economic times, sometimes people think we don't need the arts, we don't need music, we don't need art, we don't need theater. I think those are the times we need it most because they tell us about who we are as people and they inspire us, and I think that's important, especially when we're having difficult times economically. So with that, again, thanks for being here. Have a great holiday season, and we hope you enjoy the show. Thanks very much.
Marley was dead. There can be no doubt about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Scrooge had signed it before he and Marley were partners for many years. Scrooge was his sole executor, his sole administrator, his sole friend, and sole mourner. And even Scrooge was not so dreadfully cut up by the sad events. But on the very day of the funeral, he concluded a shrewd business transaction. Scrooge never painted out old Marley's name. There it stood years afterward above the warehouse door, Scrooge and Marley. Sometimes people new to the business addressed Scrooge as Scrooge, and sometimes Marley. But he always answered to both names. It was all the same to him. Once upon a time, of all the good days of the year, on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat busy in his counting house.
Waste. Beg your pardon, sir? Waste, Mr. Cratchit. Waste. You're here to make money, not spend it. If you waste my goods, you may find yourself without employment.
We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. A Merry Christmas, Uncle, God save you.
Bah humbug.
Christmas a humbug, Uncle. You don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. What time is Christmas but a time for buying things for which you have neither need nor money. A time for finding yourself another year older and not an hour richer. What reason do you have to be merry? You're poor enough.
Come then. What right have you to be dismal? You're rich enough.
Bah!
Uncle, don't be cross.
What else may I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. Humbug!
Uncle,
Nephew, you keep Christmas in your way, let me keep it in mine.
but you don't keep it.
Then let me leave it alone then. What good has it ever done you?
Well, there are many things by which I might have derived good, but by which I've not profited, I dare say. Christmas among the rest. But I've always thought of Christmas as a time for forgiving. A charitable, pleasant time. The only time I know when men and women seem to freely open their shut-up hearts. Therefore, Uncle, let's never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket. I think that it's done me good and will do me good. And I say, God bless it.
One more word out of you and you're going to keep your Christmas by losing your position. You're quite a powerful speaker, sir. It's a wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
Dine with you? I'd rather dine with the devil.
Be great joy to me and my wife.
Your wife, yes. I heard she was poor. Didn't bring much to the marriage, did she? Why did you marry her?
Because I fell in love. I love her and she loves me.
Because you fell in love. That's the only thing more ridiculous than a Merry Christmas. Good afternoon.
I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you. Why can't we be friends?
You are wasting my time, nephew. Good afternoon.
I'm sorry. With all my heart to find you so resolute. We never had any quarrel to which I've been a party. But I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. So Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Bah humbug.
Merry Christmas, Bob.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him through.
Stop that confounded racket! State your business and be quick about it. I have work to do.
Scrooge and Marley, I believe. Do I have the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley has been dead these past 7 years. He died this very night.
But surely we have his generosity well represented by his surviving partner.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we should make a slight provision for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at this present time.
Many thousands are in want of common comfort, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons, sir.
And the union workhouses? They're still in operation?
They are.
I wish we could say that they are not.
The treadmill and the poor law? They're in full vigor then?
Both are very busy, sir.
Oh, I was afraid from what you said at first that something had happened to stop them in their useful course. I'm very glad to hear they're still operating.
A few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund for the poor to buy them some meat and food and sense of warmth, because at this time of year, the want is more keenly felt.
What shall I put you down for?
Nothing?
You mean you wish to remain anonymous?
I wish to remain alone. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. My taxes help support the establishments I have mentioned, and those who are badly off must go there.
Many would rather die.
If they be like to die, then they'd better do it, and decrease the surplus population.
But sir, certainly you don't mean that, sir.
With all my heart. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with "Merry Christmas" on his lips would be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through the heart.
But surely you want to help them.
It is not my business. It is enough for a man to know his own business and not to interfere in other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon. suppose you'll be wanting the whole day off again tomorrow.
If it's quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient, and it's not fair. If I were to stop you half a crown for it, you would think yourself ill-used, wouldn't you? But you don't think me ill-used for paying a day's wages for no work?
But it's only once a year, sir.
That is a poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. You may as well have the whole day. Be here all the earlier the next morning.
Thank you, sir. Merry Christmas.
Bah, humbug.
Tiny Tim, aren't you cold waiting out here?
I was waiting for you.
Well, you don't have to wait any longer. Let's get you home.
Did you have a nice day at work?
Wonderful. And I get the Christmas day off. I'll be home the entire day.
Wonderful, Father.
Let's get you home.
Excuse me, sir.
You young ruffian, give me my hat.
Sorry, sir. Good afternoon, Uncle.
Bah.
Merry Christmas, kids.
Mr. Scrooge, just the man I wanted to see. You're looking fine today. A Merry Christmas to you.
You have your loan payment?
I would like to talk to you about that, Mr. Scrooge.
Need is therefore talk. You either have the money or you don't.
I know I owe you a great deal of money.
And you have missed 3 payments.
I'm dreadfully sorry for that, sir.
Then remedy the situation by making your payments current.
I can't at this time. I need more time.
And I need my money.
I know you do, sir, but
Did you not agree to the terms of the loan?
yes, but
And did you not sign a paper promising to pay the loan back?
it's just I don't have the time and it's the holidays and I can't pay it. I'm so sorry.
I feel I have been more than generous in waiting this long.
You have, sir. It's just that
You expect me to give you more time while I give you absolutely nothing again? Do you realize that you can go to prison for this?
I am, sir. It's just that I need more time.
You haven't then.
Thank you, Mr. Scrooge.
You have until tomorrow.
But Mr. Scrooge, that's Christmas Day.
I'm well aware of the calendar.
Where will I find money on Christmas?
That is not my concern. Good day.
But
Can you sit down?
I can.
Do it then.
You don't believe in me?
I don't.
What evidence of my reality would you have beyond that of your own senses?
I don't know.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because a little thing affects them. A slight disorder of the stomach makes them a cheat. You might be an undigested bit of beef, blot of mustard, fragment of an underdone potato. There's more of gravy than grave about you. Mercy, why do you trouble me?
Do you believe in me or not?
I do. I must, but why do spirits walk the earth? Why do they come to me?
I wear the chains I forged in life. I made it link by link and yard by yard. I girded it on my own free will. Of my own free will, I wear it. Is this pattern strange to you?
No. Why?
The weight and length of the strong coil you bear yourself was as long as this 7 Christmas Eves ago. You have labored on it since. It is a ponderous chain.
I see no chain.
Mine were invisible until the day of my death, as yours will be.
Oh, Jacob Marley, have mercy on me.
I have none to give. Mark me. In life, my spirits never went beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hole. Weary journeys lie before me.
7 years dead, traveling all the time.
The whole time, no rest, no peace, incessant torture of remorse.
You travel fast?
On the wings of the wind.
But you must have gone over a great quantity of ground in 7 years.
Oh, captive bound in double iron. No space to make amends for opportunities misused.
But you were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business? Mankind was my business. Common welfare was my business. Mercy, benevolence were all my business. Dealings of our trade were but a drop of water in the ocean of our business. Hear me?
Is there anything I may do for you, Jacob?
For me? Nay, it is too late for me. At this time of the rolling year I suffer most. Why did I walk through crowds of fellow beings with my eyes turned down? Never raise them to that blessed star that led the wise men to a poor abode? Were there no poor homes to which its light would have conducted me? Hear me. My time is nearly gone.
I will, Jacob, but don't be hard upon me, I pray.
How it is I appear before you in a shape that you can see I may not tell. I have sat invisible beside you many and many a day. I am here tonight to warn you that you have yet but a chance and hope of escaping my fate. Ebenezer, a chance and hope of my procuring.
You were always a good friend to me, Jacob.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is that the chance and hope of which you spoke?
It is.
Then I'd rather not. Thank you.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first. Tomorrow, the bell tolls 1. Expect the second, the next night at the same hour. The third, when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate. And look to see me no more. And look that, for your own sake, you'll remember what has passed between us.
Couldn't I have them all at once and have it be done with, Jacob?
Remember, Scrooge, when the clock tolls 1.
1 o'clock. Was it a dream or not? Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
What purpose has brought you here?
Your welfare.
It's all the same to you. I think my welfare, I'd rather be
Take heed. Walk with me.
It's William! William! And little Rupert!
They can't hear or see us. These are but shadows of the things that have been.
This is my old school. But it looks deserted.
Not quite deserted. A solitary child, neglected by his friends, is left. He...
It's me.
Yes.
I spent many Christmases at this school all alone.
Because your father didn't want you home.
Ebenezer!
Little sister.
Dear brother, I have come to take you home. Yes, home forever and ever. Father is much kinder than he used to be. Home has become like heaven. He spoke so gently to me last night, I was not afraid to ask again if you might come home. He said yes. You're never to return here. We'll be together all the Christmas long and have the merriest time in the world.
You're quite a woman, little fan.
Well, come on.
Always a delicate creature. A breath might have withered her, but she always had a large heart.
So she had, I can't deny it.
She had died in childbirth, I think.
Yes.
Your nephew. The baby was your nephew Fred, wasn't it? Is that why you resent him so?
Yes. Yes, I suppose it is.
Let's see another Christmas.
He's alive again.
Yo-ho, Ebenezer!
To be sure. Bless me, yes. There he is. He was quite attached to me, he was.
Do you know this place?
Know it? Was I not apprenticed here?
No more work today, boys. Put it all away. Come now, Ebenezer. Put down your work. You are such a hard worker. But today we shall sing and we shall dance because it's Christmas Eve. Come now, everyone. Clear it all away. We'll need room for dancing.
It's Belle! It's Belle! I've forgotten how beautiful she was.
I hear that someone has prepared a very special song for us today. Come, let's hear it. Gather round, everyone. Why, it was the most beautiful thing I have ever heard. It was as if the angels themselves were singing. But enough standing around now. It's time for music. Music. Let's dance. Come together, everyone! Partner, we have a partner for you.
Well, Ebenezer, aren't you going to ask a young woman to dance?
Well, I would, but I lack the skill.
Come now, it isn't difficult.
Thank you, no.
I will help you. Come on.
Wonderful! There we go, music!
Waste of time dancing.
You didn't think so then. A small matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small?
Why? Is it not? He has spent but a few pounds of your mortal money. 3 or 4 perhaps. Is that so much that he deserves this praise?
It's not that, Spirit. He has the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our service a pleasure or a toil. His power lies in things so slight, it's impossible to count them. The happiness he brings, that's quite as great as if it cost a fortune.
What does it matter?
Nothing.
Something, I think.
No. I would have liked to have had a word with my own clerk just now. That's it.
My time grows short. Quick.
Yo-ho, Ebenezer, come now. Working. No more work tonight. It's Christmas Eve. Working, that's not natural.
But there are bills to pay.
And there'll still be bills to pay after Christmas. Come.
Thank you, no.
Try to talk some sense into him, would you, dear? Moving all the way. We'll need room for dancing.
Are you coming to the party with me?
I have responsibilities.
What about your responsibilities to me?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't suppose you do. It's Christmas Eve. Come to the party with me and leave your business world behind.
This is the uneven-handed dealing of the business world. There's nothing the world despises more than poverty, and yet it also seeks to condemn the pursuit of wealth.
You fear the world too much. All your other hopes and dreams have merged into the hope of being beyond its sordid reproach. I have seen all your nobler aspirations fall off one by one until the master-passion gold engrosses you.
Even if I have grown so much wiser, what then? I am not changed towards you.
Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so. We knew in good season we could change our worldly fortune by our patient hard work. You have changed. When our promises were made, you were another man.
I was a boy.
Your own feelings tell you that you are different now. I remain the same. The money that once promised us happiness now brings me nothing but misery. I release you.
Have I ever asked for release?
In words, no.
In what then?
In a changed nature, in everything that made my love of any worth or value in your sight. Tell me, would you seek me out and try to win me now?
You think not?
I would gladly think otherwise if I could. If for a moment you were false enough to yourself that you would choose a dowerless girl, you, who weigh everything by gain, would you regret the decision you made? I think you would, and I release you with a full heart for the love of him you once were.
Belle.
You may have pain in this for a very, very brief time, but you will dismiss the recollection of it gladly, as an unprofitable dream from which you happily awoke.
But Belle.
I may have hurt you for the moment, but in time, you will see my love provides you with no gold, and you will be happy to have cut your losses. May you be happy in the path you have chosen.
Belle, please don't go!
Why didn't you go after her?
Show me no more. Conduct me home.
I told you these were shadows of the things that have been.
Cannot bear it. Take me home. Haunt me no longer.
So be it.
Haunt me no longer. Take me home. Spirit. What? Where? My own room. Was it the... Oh.
Come here, and know me better, man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. Have you never seen the like of me before?
No, never.
Have you never walked forth with the younger members of my family? I mean, my elder brother's born of these later years.
I don't believe that I have. I'm afraid I have not. Have you had many brothers, Spirit?
More than 1,800.
A tremendous family to provide for. Spirit, hear me. Last night, I went forth on compulsion, and I learned a lesson which is working now. Tonight, if you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe.
Where are we going?
You will see soon enough.
Is it far?
We will be there presently.
I wonder what's gotten on with your dear father and your brother, Tiny Tim. And Martha wasn't this late by half an hour last Christmas.
Here's Martha, Mother. Look, Martha, hurry. There's such a ghost, Martha.
Oh, bless your heart. You were so late, dear.
We had a great deal of work to finish up last night. We had to clear away this morning, Mother.
Oh, that's okay. It's good that you came. Here, sit down by the fire.
No, there's Father coming. Hide, Mother, hide.
Why, where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming? Not coming upon Christmas Day?
No.
I wonder who could be at our door on Christmas Day.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
You are very welcome. Merry Christmas to you all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you all.
And a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So, how did our Tim do today?
As good as gold, and much better. Somehow, he gets so thoughtful sitting by himself so much. On the way home, he told me he hoped the people saw him sitting in the church because he was a cripple, and it might be pleasant for them to remember upon Christmas Day who made the lame beggars walk and the blind to see. You know, my dear, I think he's getting stronger. I think he is, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Okay, let's eat.
Lord, bless this food and help us to remember upon Christmas Day why we celebrate this season. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, wait, to see what I have. The first pudding is for your father.
What a wonderful looking pudding, my dear.
Do you like it?
Like it? Why, next to our children, you have never produced anything more wonderful. A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
Oh no, Spirit! Say he will be saved!
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, none of my race will find him here. What then if he be like to die? He had better do it and decrease the surplus population.
You use my own words against me!
Before you speak, discover what the surplus is and where it is. Will you decide what men shall live and what men shall die? It might be that, in the sight of heaven, that you are more worthless and less fit than millions like this poor man's child.
Mr. Scrooge, I give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of this feast.
Mr. Scrooge, founder of this feast indeed. If he were here, I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast on, and I hope he'd have a good appetite for it, too.
My dear, the children, it's Christmas Day.
It'd have to be Christmas to drink to such an odious, stingy, hateful man as Mr. Scrooge. You know it better than anyone, Robert. You know.
Have some charity, my dear. It's Christmas Day.
Okay. All right, I will drink to his health for your sake and for the day, but not for his. A long life to him. May he have a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year, as I'm sure he'll do. To Mr. Scrooge.
To Mr. Scrooge.
Where are we going to next, Spirit? Why, it's Fred, my nephew.
Uncle Scrooge said that Christmas was a humbug, as long as I live, and he believed it too.
More of the same for him, Fred.
He's a comical old fellow, that's the truth. Not as pleasant as he might be.
Well, I'm sure he's very rich. At least you always tell me so.
Hard work, my dear. I've worked very hard in my business.
But what of that, my love? His wealth is of no use to him. He won't do any good with it, and he won't make himself comfortable with it. He hasn't the pleasure of thinking he'll ever benefit us with it either.
I have no patience with him.
I have. I'm sorry for him. Who suffers by his own whims? Himself. Always. Here, he takes it into his head to dislike us and won't come and dine with us. What's the consequence? He loses dinner.
Indeed, I think he loses a very good dinner.
I'm very glad to hear it. What do you say, Topper?
Being a bachelor, I'm a wretched outcast. I have no right to express an opinion on the subject.
Do go on, Fred. He never finishes what he begins to say.
Oh, I was just going to say that the consequence of him taking a dislike to us and not making merry with us is that he loses some pleasant moments which could do him no harm. I'm sure he loses pleasanter companions than he can find in his own thoughts, whether in his moldy old office or his dusty chambers. I mean to give him the same chance every year, for I pity him. He may rail at Christmas till he dies, but he can't help thinking better of it. I defy him if he finds me going there in good temper, year after year, saying, "Uncle Scrooge, how are you?" If it leaves him in the vein to leave his poor clerk 50 pounds, that's something. And I think I shook him yesterday.
Oh, you did you?
You shook up Uncle Scrooge?
Yes.
I don't believe it for a second.
Oh. I have a game to play.
What is it?
It's called Yes or No. I pick something, and you must try to guess it.
What animal is it?
You can only ask questions to which I can either answer yes or no.
Animal, vegetable, or mineral?
Yes.
You have to ask a yes or no question, Topper.
Is it an animal?
Yes.
Is it dead?
No.
Then it is alive.
Yes.
Is it a tame animal?
Oh, no.
A very disagreeable animal?
Yes.
Is it found in the country?
No.
In the city then?
Yes.
Right here in London?
Yes, yes.
Is it a zoo animal?
No.
It lives in the streets of London.
Yes.
At the butcher's?
Oh, not at all.
Is it a cat?
No.
A dog?
No.
A bear?
A bear in London?
It's not a bear.
Is it a horse?
This is too much. No.
I have found it out. I know what it is, Fred. I know what it is.
What is it?
Yes, tell us.
It lives in the city. It walks the streets. It's not a cat or a dog, and it is very disagreeable. It could only be one thing.
Just tell us what it is.
It's your Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge?
Oh, how right you are.
But when I asked you if it was a bear, you should have answered yes.
Well, he's given us plenty of merriment, I'm sure. And it'd be ungrateful not to drink to his health. And I say, Uncle Scrooge,
Uncle Scrooge.
a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, whatever he is. He might not take it from me, but may have it nevertheless. Uncle Scrooge.
Not a very fun game, is it, Spirit? Are you well?
I am growing old.
Are Spirit's lives so short?
My time upon this globe is very brief. It ends tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight, at midnight. Hark, the time is drawing near.
Spirit, forgive me if I'm not justified in what I ask, but there is something unnatural and not belonging to yourself, clinging to your skirts. Is it a foot or a claw?
It may be a claw, for the flesh there is upon it. Oh man, look. Look down here.
Spirit, are they yours?
They are man's, and they cling to me, appealing from their fathers. This one is ignorance. This one is want. Beware them both, in all of their degree. But most of all, beware this ignorance, for upon its brow I see that is written, which is doom, unless the writing be erased. Deny it, slander those who tell it ye, or admit it for your factious purposes, and make it worse, then abide the end.
Have they no refuge or recourse?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses? Hark, the time has come to an end. I must leave you now.
You leave me here all alone?
Oh, you will not be alone.
Am I in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come? You are about to show me shadows of things that have not happened, but will happen in the time before us. Is that so, Spirit? Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any specter I have seen. But as I know, your purpose is to do me good. And as I know, I hope to live to be another man for what I was. I am prepared to bear you company, and to do so with a glad heart. Will you not speak to me? Lead on, Spirit. The night is waning fast, and it's precious time to me, I know. Lead on, Spirit.
No, I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
Old Miser got his own at last day? When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
I thought he'd never die. Why, what was the matter with him?
Who knows?
And what has he done with his money?
I haven't heard. Left it to his company, perhaps. He hasn't left it to me, that's all I know. It's likely to be a very cheap funeral, for upon my life, I don't know of anybody to go to it.
Suppose we make up a party and volunteer.
I don't mind going if a lunch is provided. I never wear black gloves, and I never eat lunch. But I'll offer to go if somebody else will.
You what?
When I come to think of it, I'm not at all sure that I wasn't his most particular friend. We used to stop and speak whenever we met. Good day, I would say. He would reply, bah.
Alone to be the first. Let the charwoman alone to be the second.
Everyone has a right to take care of themselves. He always did.
That's true indeed. No good for ourselves.
Who's the wiser? We're not going to sit around and pick holes in each other's pockets, I suppose.
No, indeed. If he wanted to keep him after he was dead, the wicked old screw, why wasn't he natural in his lifetime? If he had been, he'd have had somebody to look after him when he was struck to death, instead of lying and gasping out his last breath, all by himself.
That's the truest word that ever was spoke. It's a judgment on him.
I wish it was a little heavier judgment, and you may depend on it. If I could have laid my hands on anything else. Yeah. Open the bundle, old Joe, and let me know the value of it.
I want to see what's in there, too. Did you get some good stuff? Oh, that's so fancy! That's really nice. I didn't see that.
That's your account, and I wouldn't give another sixpence if I was to be boiled for not doing it.
I stole it out of your bundle anyways.
All that fuss for nothing.
Who's next?
Those can't be my things. They look quite similar, but they're not mine, I'm sure. The persons you speak of can't be me.
I always give too much to the ladies. It's a weakness of mine, and that's the way I'll ruin myself.
Now my bundle, Joe. I got good stuff.
What do you call this? Bed curtains?
Bed curtains.
You mean to say you took them down, rings and all, with them lying there?
Yes, I did. Why not?
You were born to make a fortune, and you'll certainly do it.
Keep looking, I got some goodies. Oh, don't drop oil on his blanket.
His blankets?
Who else is? He's not going to catch a cold without him, I dare say.
Hope we didn't die of anything catching.
Don't be afraid of that. I ate so fond of his company that I'll loiter about him for such things if he did. You may look through that shirt till your eyes ache, but you won't find a hole in it, nor a threadbare place.
Try it on. It's really soft.
It's the
Very
best he
soft.
had, and a fine one too. They'd have wasted it if it wouldn't have been for me.
What do you call wasting it?
Putting it on him to be buried in, to be sure. Somebody was fool enough to do it, but she took it off again.
It's very
If
soft.
adversity is this? Merciful heavens, what is this? Spirit, this is a fearful place. In leaving it, I will not leave its lesson. Trust me. Let us go! Spirit, I understand you. You would have me lift the cover from this poor man's face. But I have not the power, Spirit. I have not the power. Spirit, I see the circumstance of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends this way now. If there is anyone in this town who feels emotion caused by this man's death, show that person to me, Spirit. I beseech you.
What's wrong, Mother?
Oh, it's just the color. It hurts my eyes. They're better now. It's just the candlelight, and I wouldn't show weak eyes to your father for anything in the world. Where is he? Must be his time by now.
Past it rather, but I think he has walked a little slower than he used to these past few evenings.
Yes. Yes, I've known him to walk. I've known him to walk very fast with Tiny Tim on his shoulders, indeed.
And so have I.
Often.
But he was no trouble at all, no trouble, and your father loved him so. Oh, there's your father.
Father!
Sorry I'm late.
We were worried about you. Did you go by the cemetery?
Yes. I can't stay away. I stood and remembered all the pleasantness he brought our lives. He was always cheerful until the day he... However, and whenever, we part from one another, as I'm sure we shall as you children grow older, none of us forget poor Tiny Tim.
Never, Father.
I know, my dears, that when we recollect how patient and mild he was, although he was a small, small child, we will not quarrel easily amongst ourselves and forget poor Tiny Tim in doing.
We shall never forget, Father. No, we shall not.
Not ever.
I asked you for tenderness and depth of feeling, and you show me this. Take me home, Spirit. Home! You would take me home, Spirit. What is this place? Why am I here? Before I draw nearer to that stone to which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of things that will be, or shadows of things that may be only? Men's courses foreshadow certain ends. But if those courses be departed from, surely the ends will change. Say it is thus with what you show me. Ebenezer Scrooge! No! Spirit, hear me. I'm not the man I was. I'm not the man I must have been before this visitation. Why show me this if I'm beyond all hope? Your spirit intercedes for me and pities me. Assure me that I may yet change these shadows by an altered life. I will honor Christmas, and I will keep it all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. Oh, tell me I may wipe out the writing on this stone! My own room. I'm alive. Oh, thank you, spirits. I will keep my promise. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three will strive within me. Heaven and Christmas time be praised. I say this on my knees, Jacob Marley. Humbly on my knees, Jacob. They're not torn down, rings and all. They're here. I am here. The spirits of the things which might have been may be dispelled. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as a schoolboy. I'm as merry as an angel. Merry Christmas, everybody! Happy New Year to all the world! I don't know how long I've been with the spirits. I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know anything. Now I know I don't know anything. Oh, good heavens, what? Oh, hello there. Hello there, what's today?
Huh?
What's today, my fine friend?
Why, it's Christmas Day!
Christmas Day. The spirits have done it all in one night. Of course they have. They can do anything they want. Hello there.
Hello?
Do you know the poulterer in the next street on the corner?
I should hope I do.
An intelligent boy. Do you know if they still have that prize-winning turkey hanging up there?
The one as big as me?
A magnificent boy. Yes.
Why, it's still hanging there right now.
Is it? Go and buy it.
Sir?
Go and buy it and bring it back here. Come back with the turkey and I'll give you a shilling. Come back with the turkey in less than 10 minutes, I'll give you half a crown.
Yes, sir.
Oh. I don't know anything, I never did know anything. But now I know that I don't know. Da, 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 da. Merry Christmas. I'll take your pair of socks. Send it to me. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yes, that's my name, and I'm afraid it's not very pleasant to you, but allow me to ask your forgiveness and pledge to your cause this.
Are you serious, Mr. Scrooge?
Bless me.
How much is it?
Oh, not a farthing less. There are a great many back payments included in it, I assure you. Would you please accept this very slight provision?
Mr. Scrooge, I don't know what to say.
How about Merry Christmas? Merry Christmas.
God bless you, Mr. Scrooge.
God bless you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Fred. Uncle. Fred, I can't explain it all right now, but there's been a change in my life. And I'd like to ask your forgiveness, and I would like to dine with you later this afternoon. If the offer's still good?
Well, of course it's still good, Uncle. We'd love to have you. Come in about 6.
Done. We have a great deal to talk about. I'm very sorry. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
See you at 6. Joe!
Mr. Scrooge, just the man I want. I beg your pardon, but I don't have the money
Joe.
at this time, and sorry.
Joe, please listen, son.
But I'll bring you the money as soon as I can.
I forgive the debt.
No later than tomorrow.
Sir, I forgive the debt.
No later than that, I promise.
Sir, forgive the debt. You owe me nothing. Will you please, Joe, forgive me?
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, please. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas?
Merry Christmas. What do you mean by being out at this time of day, wasting my money?
Very sorry, sir. I was looking for a Christmas goose. It only happens once a year.
Well, I'm not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer. And therefore, you leave me no alternative but to raise your salary. Merry Christmas, Bob.
Sir?
It's be a merrier Christmas than I've given you many a day. I'm going to raise your salary, and I will try to help you raise your struggling family. Come, let's visit them now. See what has to be done.
Sir?
Well, don't just stand there, Bob. We have to see your family. Come on.
Robert, Robert, the largest turkey ever was delivered to our house. It's huge.
Do you know where it came from?
I have no idea.
Forgive me, but I took the liberty.
You?
Yes, and you may do well to be amazed, but I hope that my acts of generosity will be more frequent in the future.
God bless you, Mr. Scrooge.
No, God bless you, Mrs. Cratchit.
God bless us, everyone.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all and infinitely more. And it was said from that day until this that Ebenezer Scrooge knew how to keep Christmas well. May the same be said of us all.
1, 2, 3.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas!
We would like to have our director on stage, please. Let's give our hand.
Thank you, guys. You guys did a great job. Thank you all for coming, too.
This has been an SCTN production.